What if I told you that a game we should release back in 2015 looks way better than a game that released this year? Would you believe me? Well, that seems to be the case with Arkham Knight versus the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, man. That's a pretty night and day difference, I gotta be honest with you. We've been seeing the discourse online. People are either loving the game, they're hating it. I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad, man. But yeah, man, a 9-year-old game from the same developer looking better than the newest release. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Shout out to Nick Dick. We're going to be doing a reaction to this video. Shout out to him for putting this together. Go to his YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. But anyway, let's get to the video. Now, I'm obviously watching this in 1440p, 60 FPS. But I hope that the quality actually translates on the video, you know. So this is Metropolis with the Captain Boomerang. Yeah, doesn't look bad at all. But then you get to Gotham. And I'm going to be honest with you. Gotham looks much densed. Much more filled with, you know, texture and detailed. And yes, this is the clip that's been going, that's been spreading around social media like wildfire on YouTube. And what if I tell you again? I showed this to my wife, right? I showed this exact clip to my wife. Now, she doesn't play games at all. She knows these characters from movies and from things that I watch and from collecting, you know, and from my comic books that I read and collect. But she knows who Harley Quinn is. I asked her which one of these looks the best. She pointed to Arkham Knight. Then I asked her which one of these does she think is the most recent game. She pointed again to Arkham Knight. She was so confused when I told her that no, it's actually Suicide Squad that is the newer game that released this year. And she couldn't believe the fact that a game from 2015 looks much better than a game that released this year. Yeah, man. I gotta be honest with you. Harley Quinn in Arkham Knight is looking, she's pushing ahead. I mean, look at that. So like, I don't know what is with games these days that they go with this softer tone filter thing that they have, you know, that they have over the games where it like takes out the textures and that. Now, look, my argument would have been in favor of Suicide Squad. The reason being that because it's a multiplayer game, they sort of had to dumb down the effects, the texture detail, in order for the game to run smoothly. But then I thought to myself, that's kind of that argument doesn't really make sense because it's been 9 years since the last game that Rocksteady released. And in that 9 years, technology obviously has advanced, you know? So, I mean, people are sitting with 4090s, with what's the other one, 7900 XTs, whatever. So, yeah, man. But who knows? I'm not a tech expert. I'm not a game developer. I'm just saying maybe it could be because it's an online multiplayer game. They had to dumb down the effects. Yeah, this is what you get in Suicide Squad, man. The game doesn't look bad. Look, the game doesn't look bad. I'm not saying the game looks bad. But when you compare it to something like Arkham Knight, man, Arkham Knight has been aging like fine wine, man. So the saying goes. It just looks so much. It just looks better. I'm sorry. Graphically, from a graphical standpoint, it looks better. Also from a gameplay standpoint, but then again, it's a single player compared to a multiplayer game. Now look at that. Now look at the details here. This looks like kind of like an Overwatch map, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe because it's a multiplayer game, they had to dumb down the details in the environments. And when you look at this again, look at all that detail. Look at that density. Look at the textures. Now look here. Still Arkham Knight still today, man. It will give your PC a run for its money depending on your hardware. Maybe, now look, in no way, shape or form am I saying that Suicide Squad looks bad. No, from what I've seen, from what I've seen, Suicide Squad has a lot going for it. It's got great um, cinematics, cutscenes, high quality cutscenes. In fact, it's got great facial animations. One of the best facial animations I've seen in a game to date, man. It's got great voice acting. It has great character development from what I hear. There's some great punchlines and jokes and things like that. But yeah, man, we're just looking at it from a graphical standpoint, like in the open world. And I've also seen from some reviews there are like inside buildings, there are specific set pieces in maps with boss fights and things like that that you encounter through the main campaign that looks amazing. So in this video, I don't think they're actually factoring in that, but yeah, man, this is basically just an open world comparison. But you can see the characters themselves as well in the open world. They're not detailed as in Arkham Knight, man. But yeah, the difference is pretty night and day, man. Now, when people say the game looks bad, they're probably referring to the neon puke that's all over the screen when you're in battle. And I would agree there, man. It looks like neon puke with nauseating camera angles, But obviously, Batman's more like of an adult realism game, where Suicide Squad is more of a balls to the wall fun game, colorful fun game with friends, with your buddies and that. But anyway, man, yeah, you see, it is what it is, man. I still think Suicide Squad could have gone with a different premise instead of killing the Justice League, because they are Task Force X. They are the team that the government can use to run secret ops missions, to get involved in governmental operations and wars and things like that, which the Justice League cannot get involved in because they have this red tape that they hold to. So I think they could have gone with a different premise like that. Maybe they could have fought against a warlord like Maxwell Lord, and then Maxwell Lord is hiring other mercenary DC villains like Deathstroke and Bronze Tiger, and then the Suicide Squad could have fought against them as well, something like that. I think it would have been a better game, instead of having the big imbalance between the Suicide Squad versus the Justice League, especially when you don't even have the biggest hitters of the Suicide Squad like Deathstroke, Reverse Flash, and things like that. But anyway, and Bizarro especially. But yeah, I think Bizarro was only for a few issues on Suicide Squad. But anyway, man, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What do you think? Which game looks better to you? Because at the end of the day, what's most important is what looks better to you as you play these games. What's more appealing to you? That's the main thing that matters. But let me know, are you playing Suicide Squad? What do you think of the game? Or are you going to get it still? I think I'm going to get it, maybe when it goes on sale or something. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below what are your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Rampage out. Peace.